Hey there, Aquarius! Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with your March 2022 reading. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. So you may see some new additions here for the monthly reading. This is something I'm going to kind of try out, see how it goes with the Aquarius March 2022 reading and the collective March 2022 reading, which will go live tomorrow on the channel. But what we have here is a bag full of dice. Some of them I have made, some of them I found in an antique store last weekend. So we're going to see if there's any messages that come through with the dice, dates, that sort of thing that can give you some insight. So I'm super excited for that. We're going to do that at the end. So make sure you stay till the very, very end. And let's go ahead and see. We have 3 decks here. We're going to get a pointer card, some tarot, and an affirmation, or kind of some insight, or where you could place your focus for the month of March. So let's see what comes through. Oh my goodness. Of course, tons and tons and tons of cards always popping out here. Aquarius. Okay, so I think just one pointer card and Spirit says something different. So we'll put those out there. We'll get a couple of tarot to actually kind of give us a little bit more information and get into the reading here. 6 of Swords, interesting. All right, interesting. Okay. Whoa, almost dropped him there. It's kind of interesting energy moving into March. February seemed like it just went so quickly, and now we are already into the 3rd month, or going into, within the next little bit here, the 3rd month of 2022. It's just insane. January seemed like it took a lot longer. And February, oh my gosh, all the cards flying everywhere. And February seemed like it has gone very quickly. So, all right, lots of cards out here. And actually, I wasn't even going to get this many. So, in for a treat. Hopefully, this video is not super long, Aquarius. So, let's see here. Start off with number 3, channeling. So, a lot of you are getting downloads, getting insights in the month of March about kind of your soul purpose and what it is that you are here to do. You're channeling that information, even in those moments where you don't always know that you are, Aquarius. Channeling comes in different ways. The tiny whispers, the nudges, the knowings, right? We've talked about this several times on the channel. Having it come as kind of a divine download in through the crown chakra and moving through the system, through the chakras, through the body. Sometimes, again, we don't know, and other times we are very tuned into our intuition and we receive those channeled messages very easily. So depending on where you are on that spectrum, Aquarius, whether you are really tuned in, kind of dialed in, or whether you're just learning or beginning to practice kind of tuning into that channeling is coming in. It's always coming in, but it's going to be highlighted and or more so in March for you. You have the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles coming in here. And that 6 of Swords is a reminder to leave behind those ideas that aren't supporting during this time, or moving forward. It's also a reminder to, kind of look at any doubts you might be having with the messages that you are receiving, with those gut feelings, with those knowings that are just coming in that you're not sure where they're coming from, how they're coming from, or how you even know. Leave behind that doubt and really just tune into them, what you're getting, the downloads, the message, the channeling during March, Aquarius. And then with that 9 of Pentacles, if you look at her, this is her garb here, male, female, non-gender specific, but what she is wearing is elegant. It's beautiful. It is very very modern and yet postmodern, or kind of back in the day, right? It's bringing everything together in this beautiful, beautiful, cohesive kind of reality within your life, right? This is tuning into that channeling those messages, that luxury, what it is that you are creating here in March and moving forward. And it's also about being independent and doing what you want, not letting the doubts, not letting anything hold you back, letting go of any of that, and really moving into this beautiful energy, this kind of co-creative energy in March, with that channeling, with those knowings, and letting anything that kind of doesn't work with that, or those mind chatters, those ideas that aren't benefiting that or helping support that, to let all of that go. Okay, you also have, wow, we got a lot of cards out here. You have grounding, so being asked to remember to tune into and ground into the present moment, not, thinking 5-10 years in the past, or even 5 or 10 years in the future. Even though we do want to plan, we do want to have ideas, we do want to have a vision, we do want to have what we're moving towards. In the day-to-day, we want to be living in that present moment, being super grounded within what is coming in and what is we are receiving, right? The messages, the channeling, that sort of thing as well. And you see that this is coming from up above, right? Spirit, divine, however you decide to look at that, or whatever resonates with you, coming in through this beautiful tree, which is growth, evolution, and roots, right? And rooting down into the earth, which is that reality. Now, the reality is whatever the reality is that you are choosing for yourself in this moment, and that you are choosing to create, right? There's this self-fulfilling prophecy word, or words are coming through, like you are creating, you have this self-fulfilling prophecy that you are able to fulfill. Now, you can fulfill that either in a positive way or a negative way, by looking at your thoughts, looking at how you're speaking, looking at the dialogues that you are having, right? Conversations that we have quite often on this channel. You believe yourself, Aquarius. You believe yourself. So when you are putting things out there, you are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that is going to create in your physical reality. So grounding in, noticing, paying attention to, tuning into what it is in each and every moment that you are thinking, saying, and feeling, right? Plus your actions, your thoughts, words, and deeds, is going to really be beneficial for you during this time, to really, really understand if you are creating a positive self-fulfilling prophecy or a potential negative self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, so grounding into that present moment. You also have the Two of Cups here. This is all about unity. This is all about kind of coming together. Now, this could also mean for some of you that there may be a romantic person, or some form of romance coming in, a union or a bond. This is also union and bond within yourself, your relationships with spirit, divine, your relationships with others, creating unity, creating that bond within your current reality. And in March is going to really, really be a time of unity. Now, again, with that self-fulfilling prophecy, if you're feeling separate, then that's going to be what you're noticing. If you're feeling that unity of, your friendships, your family, your relationships, your community, your neighbors, that sort of thing, you're going to notice that unity. So notice what kind of self-fulfilling prophecies you may be creating, again, with your thoughts, words, deeds, and actions. Okay, now you have the Knight of Pentacles coming in here as well, and this is being consistent, really knowing, right, kind of a reliability and a consistency, a strength coming through within this card, being consistent with the channeling, being consistent with staying in the present moment, with grounding, with knowing that whatever it is that you're putting out there is going to take root, and it is going to grow and spread. And so noticing what you're putting out there and what's being reflected back to you during March and moving forward is going to be beneficial for you. When you can catch things that don't feel like they are going to turn out positively, and you can shift them, right, and consistently do that, you're going to notice that there will be this beautiful harvest of positive and uplifting self-fulfilling prophecies showing up in your life, okay? And then ask your soul, what is it that you truly want? Again, you have this kind of upper level, right? All three, actually all four of them, we haven't got to the four yet, is kind of depicting here this and the fourth one, which we haven't got to yet, but they all have this higher level. This is coming through as the connection with you and divine or spirit, right? That channeling, that connection, that co-creating here in March and moving forward. So you have asked your soul, what is it that you truly do want? Where is it that you're truly deciding to go? What are the prophecies that you are really creating, those self-fulfilling prophecies within your life, Aquarius? Because they are coming, they're coming from you, moving straight up, and to spirit or the divine's ears, and working their way back into your physical reality through that co-creation, through that unity, through that grounding, through that channeling. By asking your soul and tuning into your heart space, into the messages, the guidance that you are receiving, you are going to get this clearer kind of knowing and this clarity around what it is, so that you can create those beneficial, those positive, those supportive, those forward moving, right? Self-fulfilling prophecies to really, really be in that space of what it is or who it is that you choose to be, because you get to choose. You get to choose how you show up. You get to choose the thoughts you have. You get to choose the dialogues that you have, and you get to choose how, kind of in a lot of ways, how your reality shapes itself with that co-creation. So ask your soul and tune into the messages, the channelings that you are receiving. Make sure you're in the present moment and grounding. And then you also have the Ace of Swords coming in here. And within this, it's almost as if the eagles are landing, like you are landing, your thoughts are landing, your dialogues are landing, your actions are landing, and moving you into this beautiful, beautiful space, right? You have the two eagles here that are getting ready, it appears, to land on or perch on this sword. Now, that is gorgeous, gorgeous energy for you, Aquarius. For March, it's almost as if you're landing all of your self-fulfilling prophecies, you're landing all of your wishes. You are really, really tuned in, tapped on, and really are tapped either way. You're landing everything that you're putting out there, or for the most part with that positive intention, is landing and being created here within March. You also are having these beautiful, beautiful ideas. And again, that clarity is shining through here. That clarity, that knowing, and that staying within those kind of ideas of what it is you are creating, and noticing and paying attention to where things might be showing up in your reality that could be showing up as proof of the self-fulfilling prophecies, is going to bring even more clarity, because it happens. And if we notice it, we can really, really kind of shift it. If it isn't something that we're perceiving as positive being reflected in our reality, we can shift it so that that self-fulfilling prophecy actually is a kind of jackpot for us in our life. Ooh, I love that. And then you also have the Queen of Swords coming in here. And that Queen of Swords is coming in with this really, really kind of wise and logical energy. Now, not everything needs to be logical. We've talked about that several times on the channel as well. But using that wisdom, knowing that you can create those self-fulfilling prophecies, and we all do, even when we don't know it. We're creating and co-creating on so many different levels using that wisdom, whether you've known about this before or not. If you've never heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy, go ahead and Google it, check it out, right, to learn more information. But knowing that we can create these moments, these pockets of moments, this clarity and this kind of this time where we are, and this is always happening, and a lot of times it's happening in unison for many different self-fulfilling prophecies. Many different moments in our life are things that we have potentially thought about or had dialogue about, and then it shows up and we're like, oh my God, oh no, why did that show up if it's perceived as negative? And we don't realize that we put that energy out there, and that's what's being kind of redirected or mirrored back to us. So using the wisdom, using the logic in those moments to recreate or shift kind of what you're calling in, and those self-fulfilling prophecies is going to be very beneficial. And then you also have the soul song. So what is your soul? You have two soul. You have Ask Your Soul and your soul song, because what is placed on your heart is there for a reason. And here you have the heart on this one, Ask Your Soul. You have double hearts, because that's a heart mirrored kind of right there as well. You have things that have been placed on your heart, things that are within kind of you at a cellular level of sorts, that you maybe made a contract or, decided upon maybe even before you were born. And that has been on your heart calling to you, and it's coming through as your soul song. And sometimes we are too afraid, Aquarius, to tune into that or to follow kind of what has been coming to us through that channeling, through being in the present moment, through that envisioning, through your soul speaking to you and that song. Sometimes we're too scared to actually tune into that or to follow it. And we create self-fulfilling prophecies that are kind of actually in the total and complete opposite of it, right? And sometimes we have duality that comes up before we have the alignment, okay? So sometimes the opposite shows up. When we are working on healing ourselves, it can get a little bit painful and feel a lot messy in the very beginning until we kind of begin the healing process. And as we do, it gets much easier. When we're learning something new, sometimes we feel very clumsy or very not smart until we actually get a solid grounding or a solid footing with it, and then it becomes much easier. So tuning into what your soul song is, asking your soul, and really taking those messages that are coming through kind of almost downloaded, right? Staying in the present moment, being grounded, knowing that those roots, kind of take hold, and then it grows and evolves from there, is going to really be beneficial for you in March and moving forward. So tune into your soul song, ask your soul what it is, and whatever has been placed on your heart has been placed there for a reason. Stop trying to act like it hasn't been or like it's not there, and that whatever path you're on that maybe doesn't feel like it's the right path, stop pretending that it is. Tune into what is coming through and what you're putting out there, because you are creating, co-creating, and bringing in self-fulfilling prophecies that if they're not really helping you, benefiting you, or they feel like they're not good or like they're negative for you, then you can shift those into self-fulfilling prophecies that are beneficial and positive and exactly what it is that you are shooting for. Okay, you also have the Page of Cups here and the High Priestess. The Page of Cups is, well, I have those backwards. It doesn't really matter, but the Page of Cups is coming in here with this reminder that you are going to receive a super, super happy and exciting surprise within March. Now, the surprise could come through that channeling of that, with that Ace of Swords that was here, right? With that genius idea, that knowing, that tuning into, maybe for a new business, maybe for a new product, maybe that is going to be within a project that is going to change your financial situation. It could be within knowing all of a sudden that somebody that has been right in front of you the whole time is kind of a match with that Two of Cups in the romance department for you. So there's a beautiful, beautiful, excellent, amazing, exciting surprise coming in March. So be on the lookout for that. Knowing also that you have those divine kind of downloads, that channeling, that grounding, that tuning into your soul and your soul song, that also can bring in this exciting surprise for you during March, Aquarius. So be on the lookout for that with that Page of Cups. And then also with the High Priestess here, you are just being reminded once again to tune into your wisdom, tune into the resources that you already have. Know and trust that your intuition, that the messages that you're receiving through channeling, that your soul's calling, your soul's song, and by staying in the present, having understanding that, planting those roots, that they take hold, trusting all of that during March and moving forward, trusting yourself, your connection, and knowing that when you shift things, that you can create those self-fulfilling prophecies that are so beneficial and inspiring and uplifting for you and your reality, and that you can really actually also heal. And sometimes when we first start, just as a reminder, we just talked about this, sometimes when you first start, it can feel messy or you can feel clumsy. And then when you get kind of a foothold, you realize, and as you do it, as you practice, as you use repetition, staying in the moment and really tuning in, you'll notice that it just gets easier and easier. And that's something to remember as well. A self-fulfilling prophecy comes in. Let's use an example here. You can decide that something is hard for you, money, career, love, general relationships, however that is, you can decide that's hard for you. And as a self-fulfilling prophecy, when you believe yourself, Aquarius, and you do believe yourself, right? When you believe yourself, that self-fulfilling prophecy comes true. It becomes true. It is hard for you. Whatever it is that you decide is hard. Now, the same is true on the opposite side. Whatever you decide is easy for you is easy for you because it is a self-fulfilling prophecy you have created, you have decided, and that is how it has to show up in your life. Now, again, when we decide to move to the other side of the spectrum or decide things are easy and stuff, there is a potential learning curve where it may feel messy in the beginning, where you may feel a little clumsy with it. And that practice, that repetition is going to move you through so that that self-fulfilling prophecy becomes true. Okay, so trust that with that High Priestess. Let's get a card here to see what you could focus on. Oh, a whole half of it. What you could focus on, or what kind of mantra might be beneficial for you, Aquarius, for March. Whoa, flying cards. And you know what? How is that even possible? Yeah. My true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. So some of you have been concerned with safety, not only your own safety, but safety of in the world. This actually came through with the Timeless reading that recently went live, opening the love portal. So I'll actually link that at the end. It's a Timeless reading, so make sure that you check that out as well, because it's the same card. And you have all of these cards that could have come through, and the very same card came through. So that safety, you are safe. And when you align, my true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. So align with the love, align with what it is that you truly do want. Tune in, pay attention, notice your thoughts, your words, your deeds, your actions. Actions are the deeds. Yeah. Notice your thoughts, your words, your deeds, and the dialogue, and really shift that to a place of love, and tune into that love and that safety for everybody involved. Focus in on everybody having safety and everybody feeling the love and peace worldwide for the highest good of all, okay? Gorgeous. Now let's go ahead and check this. We're going to just shuffle this a little bit. We're just going to get a few dice, well, how many ever want to come out, and whatever they may be, and see if there is a message before we close this March 2022 reading. Let's see what's coming through here. So we have a 2, so potentially the 2nd of March may be a good time. We have double Ys, and we have an O and a Q. So however those initials may be for you guys, if those are initials, if it's YQ, OY, OQ, however that may work. I'm not sure if you can see those there or not. So those are kind of initials or letters that came through. The number that came through here is the number 2, so pay attention to those. And then the words that we have here are light. We have the word light. We have the word clown. We have his. We have but. Hopefully you can see those. And was. So let's see if that makes anything. Was clown. His was clown. But light was his. But light was his clown. So potentially, you know, that could be coming in. I don't know that I believe that spirit is a male, female, but there is a lot of light coming in these 4 cards specifically, and actually in all of them, but in these 4 cards specifically that we talked about, that is coming down. So, but light was his, potentially could be coming through there. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I don't know. I feel like my the camera might have just restarted the video as that was getting too long. So you might see the little power director, which is I use the free version because I rarely edit. So you might see that in the lower corner down here once this video goes live. Is a little longer than I had anticipated, but there's light. There's light coming through, light coming out of the darkness during March, and you have those self-fulfilling prophecies. Don't let yourself be a clown in the most loving way, and tune into that and allow yourself to be lit up from the inside out and know what it is that you are creating or co-creating in your life, and do it responsibly. Do it within the light and with a lot of love. All right, Aquarius, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also hit that subscribe button right down below there and the bell icon, as well as checking that all notifications box so you're notified every time I upload new readings. Do be sure to check out the video, the timeless reading about opening the love portal, and I'll link it either here or here. And be sure to be checking out all the timeless and collective readings on the channel, as well as I do have lots of insights and powerful, wonderful information that we all need to hear. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors, and I'll see you in the next reading.